So we begin in seated position, comfortably seated position. So if that means for you to be seated in a chair or for you to be seated on the floor or using a bolster as a support, so I invite you to do so. So bring your awareness toward your breath and listen to the sound of your breath. Or listen, maybe we start by listening just to the sound inside of your practice room. And then bring your awareness to the outside of your practice room. And then imagine any additional sound that could come from the outside to the inside of your practice room. And then as you bring your awareness back to the practice room itself, again, listen to the sound inside your room. And then perhaps add any additional sound that could happen. And now add any additional sound that could happen inside of the room, including listening to my voice, and then perhaps maybe have distraction sounds of phone ringing or people walking into my practice room. And then I invite you to bring the awareness toward the sound of your heart or the feeling of the heart beating. Being observant. And then from the heart beating, bring your awareness to your pulse, and perhaps maybe it's just noticing the flow of the fluid within your body, just naturally occurring. In your mind's eye, imagine that with every beating of the heart, you bring in resilience, softness within the tissue, within the vessel itself. So the vessel can be pliable, expandable, movable with ease and comfort. So every breath we bring in nourishment toward our vessels, toward our blood veins. From the veins, we go into the muscle tissue, from the muscle tissue into the nervous system. And from the nervous system, we imagine that each breath that we are taking goes into the myofascial system. And then as we imagine that the myofascial system to be nourished and replenished, imagine that as the myofascial system surrounds our spine as well, and so we're bringing in energy and vitality, energy and a golden light or any kind of color of your choice into your spine area. And then imagine that your spine is like a hollow bamboo. And then as we breathe in, starting from your tailbone going upward, that it feeds the nervous system and our whole circulatory system with every breath we are taking. Allowing you to move with ease and comfort, nourishing the shaft of the nervous system. And then as we visualize this hollow bamboo is being filled with the breath, with every inhalation, allow it to come all the way up to the crown of your head. And see how that color, I don't know if you're using golden color, green color, rainbow color, whatever color that may be for you. As you see the spine like a hollow bamboo and having holes going out to either side of the body and then replenishing the nervous system. Give your body permission for its natural healing to occur without expectation, without forcing, simply visualizing and focusing on your breath. And give gratitude toward your body and your higher self or something greater than yourself for being able to be here in the moment, appreciative of your physical body, regardless if how good it feels, how good and bad actually is just the mind making that decision on past experiences. So try to be neutral and just be in the moment as it is right now. Create new memories, create a vast healing flow of energy within the spine going throughout your body, all the way to the crown of the head. So set your sankalpa or statement of intent, anything you like to witness or experience, 1 or 2 words. Then bring your awareness toward your mental body, toward your thoughts. Simply just note if your mind is going in all directions or focused or quiet, just 1 or 2 words. Then connect with your breath. Listen and observe the flow of your breath. One or two words describing your breath. Now I invite you to focus on your emotion. Describe just 1 or 2 words your emotions. And then bring the awareness towards your physical body. Physical body, just 1 or 2 words. And finally, now we're coming to your wisdom body, to the body of your higher self. And just kind of describe 1 or 2 words on your connection with something greater to yourself than yourself. So now imagine that around your physical body are all those 5 layers or these layers of bodies called kosha. And just imagine that each layer has a different color, just like a rainbow color. And then see them or imagine them surrounding your body. They're always with you. So let's take an extra breath in and out. And as we are practicing the physical asana, be aware of those other components like your mind. If your mind is chitter-chatting, say silently a mantra to yourself, 1 or 2 words like I control my inner peace, or I am at peace, or Om Namah Shivaya. Some kind of sentence that breaks the inner critic and our habit of just getting to the stage of being acceptance and staying within our comfort zone, practicing the yamas and niyamas. First one is do no harm. So we are focusing on staying within our comfort zone. So let's begin by physical movement, and let's bring in a deeper breath in and out. And then let's bring the palm of your hands together and place them over your eyes. And we're going to do this 3 times, just placing them over your eyes. And by the 3rd time, placing your hands over your eyes, we're just going to open the eyes. Just let the light come in a little bit. And then we're taking the fingertips and just a little bit massaging the forehead, the side of the temple. And then from the side of the temple, we're going over to your ears, to the jaw, and then down to your throat, to the clavicle, to the heart. And then the heart, we're going to reach up toward the top of the shoulder. You can either tap or reach for it and just massaging it or touching the upper shoulders, the upper arms, and then down to the forearm. And then from the forearm back to the heart center, toward your ribs. And then from your ribs, go to the back of your body, right by the kidneys. And then from the kidneys to your lower back, out to the side of the hip, toward your left thighs, and just work with your thighs a little bit, touching them down to your calves and your feet, signalizing our body that we are ready to do some physical movement and connecting with our physical being, not being distracted by our emotions, by our thoughts, staying in the moment. So let's take a deeper breath in and out. And if you are sitting on a pillow or blanket, I invite you now to come into the regular position on your mat. Let's switch the positioning of your feet. And now let's go into counterclockwise rotation. So turning our body to the left side is cleansing. It's also gently massaging our internal organs and our energy within. We just move right side, left side. Mentally or emotionally, you can let go. Anything that doesn't suit you anymore. And if you don't know what to let go, you can just give the intent to say, I let go. our body stores a lot of emotion, a lot of energy. So allowing your body to let go, giving yourself the permission to let go, whatever it is wants to let go. So follow a little bit follow your intuition of movement. You may move faster, slower. You can synchronize the movement with your breath. Follow your heart's desire. What feels right for you this time? Then we're starting to make a smaller circle and smaller circle until our body comes to a still point. And then you may just gaze downward onto the floor and just take a moment until your energy body catches up with your physical body. Until all those koshas that around your body is just starting to become lined up. So just focus on your breath. Maybe take an extra breath in and out. Now we open the eyes or look ahead, and now we're positioning the feet in a different way. And now we turn your torso to the right side. And to the right is building the energy, planting the seed for something new, or enhancing what is there. Again, follow your intuition, your heart, on how fast or if you synchronize your breath. And now allow your circle to become smaller and smaller until finally this circle or your torso comes to a still point. And then as your spine is coming to a still point, allow yourself a moment or two with your energy and your other kosha layers to come all together, getting a sense of gratitude, a sense of appreciation towards your own body. . being with amazement how everything is working just as it needs to be. Just try not to focus on your belief, rather imagine the unexpected and tapping into your own healing power. So we all have that. But at times we are limiting ourselves with our restricted beliefs. Just as we are thinking our soul is limited to our physical body. As our body grows, or as we age, maybe you come to realize that our soul, our essence, who we are, is getting wiser, but really doesn't have an age per se to it. So realizing that our soul and our heart is limitless, are no limits to our essence. So let's practice again, yoking it all together with the physical movement of focusing on appreciation and love toward ourselves. So let's begin again by rounding and arching our spine, bringing in movement. So deepen the movement, first gently, and then kind of be explorative. Then we come to a still point with the movement of the spine. Now let's go gentle twisting. Right side as you exhale, inhaling to the center, exhaling to the left side. Inhaling to the center. So follow your own rhythm of breath. Every time we exhale stale. We are replenishing stale fluid within the body. As we inhale, we're bringing in oxygen and new life into the tissues and vessels. Inhaling, coming to the center, bringing in life. Exhaling, releasing and exchanging. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now, the next time when we're doing the twist, allow yourself to twist and stay in that twist for several breaths. Simply holding it, witnessing the expansion and contraction of the breath with amazement and kindness. Again, no forcing. Let's come back to the center when with the next inhalation. And now let's round your spine and arch your spine just to bring in a little bit of movement again, all the way head down towards your sternum, rounding and tucking the tailbone. Untucking your tailbone, and the last thing you rise up is the head. First thing that you bring down is your head downward toward your sternum. Last thing you tuck is your tailbone or hip. Noticing all the reaction of the body. Not to change, rather childlike curiosity. Then we come back to the center, neutral position with the spine. Now let's twist the opposite direction that you just did before and hold it in that twist, just gently holding it in the twist for several breaths. Again, in your mind's eye, you can imagine that as you are twisting all or wringing out all the stale air, stale blood, stale, whatever comes to your mind. It's like wringing out a cloth or a dish rack or something like that. And you're just squeezing it out. Of course, with love and kindness. And then we come back toward the center and allow now the fluid to come into the whole spine and the back and the front of the body. So not only working the back of the body with the filtration system of the kidneys and the spleen, but also our abdomen, pancreas, large and small intestine, stomach. So let's take a deep breath in and out. And now let's come onto all fours. And we start in a gentle or mindful way by just moving our body and just trying to get a sense of how does the physical body feel. How's your energy? You feel like really moving the body strongly, or does it feel like you want to take it more easy with the movement and more mindful? How does our body react to the movement? Practicing the yamas and niyamas is ahimsa. It's like do no harm. So we'll start with practicing being aware. And we're not doing any harm. That doesn't mean just physical harm. It also means mentally of talking positive to ourselves. So let's come into a neutral position. Let's turn your toes under and let's lift yourself in downward dog. And just notice how your body feels. And then you can bring in movement, fluidity, water element by moving your heels gently up and down. Just so slowly and gentle. And then we come onto your toes, and then we come onto the ball of your foot. Maybe we try to bring your heel down. And let's bend your knees and hover over the mat. And then let's come onto the mat with your knees flat in your foot. And let's get into chaturanga, meaning bending your elbows and going into chaturanga, hands are next to your chest. And then we extend your leg and you go into cobra. And from cobra, we push ourselves into upward dog. Then we come back onto all fours. And then from all fours, we're gonna come down in with our heels, with our buttocks towards your heels. Open up the shoulders. From here, we slowly come forward again into upward dog. Shoulders away from your ears. And then we come back into child's pose, hip toward your heels. And now we're gonna bring your hands toward your knees. And then we slowly raise your torso up. As we are in the kneeling position, we're gonna bring your right leg out to the side. Bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. You can bring your left arm up and tilt right here until you feel a gentle pull on the inside of your leg. If your energy feels like moving, you can go into a circle with your upper body. You can come to any kind of movement that feels right for your body. You can come forward, up, even going backwards a little bit, so pressing and arching to the back, exploring. Then we come back into the neutral position. And then let's bring your left arm next to your body, and let's come onto both of your knees, and let's go back down into child's pose. And you can bring your arms next to your feet if you want, and then head down onto the floor. Take in 1 or 2 breaths. And then slowly we raise your torso back up. And now we're going to extend your left leg out to the side. Allow the hips to be forward, the chest to be forward. This left leg, you can either move forward. It doesn't have to be right in line with your hip, just wherever it's comfortable. And you want to feel it on the inside of your leg. Maybe you feel it as you tilt toward the left side. You can bring your right arm up. And you can kind of go into movement if your body desires, so you can hold it steady. So follow a little bit your own inner guide and what feels right for your body. You want to practice movement, bring in fluid. Be mindful of the movement. Even pressing the hip forwards, maybe you get a gentle stretch on the quads. Just explore how your body feels. As long as you don't have any discomfort. And now we come into a neutral position. That means let's bring your right hand next to your body. Let's then bring in your leg inward again. And let's go back into child's pose. Again, arms are next to your body. As you breathe in and out, notice your abdomen touching your thighs, or just noticing your lower belly expanding and contracting with each breath. Even taking a deeper breath in, a full breath in. Now we slowly raise your torso up. And we are stepping forward with your left foot. So allow the hip to be over your right knee. And then explore anterior tilt, posterior tilt to your pelvis. So, meaning you can tug and let go of your lower back or your buttock muscles or tailbone. And when you look down on the left side, the left knee and your ankles is lined up. And then I invite you to move a little bit from side to side. There's a micro movement So basically you try to move your knee, your hip to the right side, a little bit to the left side, very slowly and gentle because you are resting on your knee. So you don't want to overstretch any muscle or tendon on the right side. Okay. So let's come forward in between or next to your left foot and let's release the low back. Breathing in and out. If you feel like you want to do movement, I invite you to bounce with your torso from your hip area. You can just bounce a little bit, or you can make any kind of movement to the right side, the left side, or you can just hold it steady. So follow your inner guide, what feels right for your body. And if your body is kind of twinging or your body is giving you a signal, it's okay. Just relax and breathe into it. Let's raise your torso up. And let's step back with your left foot. And so now we're back on all fours. Round your spine and arch your spine. Let's move your hands now to the left side and step forward with your right foot. Raise your torso up. And again, now we're our anterior tilt, posterior tilt your hip. So you can place your hand onto your hip bone to the ilium if you want. We're just gonna exhaling posterior tilt, inhaling anterior tilt. But noticing what happened when you lengthen your spine as you are tugging. If you move your hip around, what happened with the sensations? It's bringing in movement and fluidity. Again, the intent is to bring in fluidity of movement and fluid. So if our muscles are stagnant or our muscles are tight with movement, and we perhaps can release. And of course, because we're all you may experience a memory of or a past memory of sort of injury or something pops in your head. Acknowledge, don't elaborate on the thought, simply let go and continue sensing. Let's come into a neutral position with the hip area, and let's bring your hands next to your foot. Soften your elbow and let gravity move your torso downward gently. Again, you can follow your intuition, but if you feel like movement, I invite you to move your body anyway. Or hold it still. Using your breath, breathing in and out. Then we are coming into a neutral position with the spine, and then we are Stepping back with your right leg so we're back on all fours. Let's move your hands a little bit more forward or move your knees a little bit further to the back. So we're preparing to go into chaturanga. So meaning like we're bending the elbows and we're gonna come down into chaturanga. And then into cobra. Pressing or bringing our elbows towards your midline. And explore, tighten your buttock muscles or bringing the pubic bone down onto the floor. So if you want to do that first, you can soften your body, bring your pubic bone down onto the floor, and then raise your heart, elbows towards your midline. Holding and breathing. And soften your body. Relax and bring your arms next to your body. Now we're raising the heart and we bring your arms straight to the back. Again, palms trying to face one each other. Again, you lift from the heart. And slowly relax. Now let's bring your arms out, shoulder height. And just raise your arms about 1 inch away from the floor. And now move your arms to a 45-degree toward your body. Holding it just 1 inch away from the mat or the floor. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to bring your arms up overhead. So if you can't move because of the block, so just bring it up to the front. Holding it and breathe in and out. Now rest your arms to your upper body. In this position, just move a little bit your pelvis from side to side, relaxing the body. And now let's bring your arms next to your body again. And now let's press your pubic bone into the floor and just raise your right thigh. So we're keeping your legs straight and just use your thigh muscles to lift up toward the sky. Keeping the arms next to your body, passive. And then relax your left body or your left thigh. Now press your pubic bone into the floor and up, lift your left thigh up toward the sky. Lifting the left up. And then slowly bringing your left leg back down onto the floor. Now let's raise the last time the heart center. Again, the arms come to the back. Arms are straight. It's like you're reaching, you want to reach with your hands towards your feet as your heart opens. And then soften your body again. And slightly move your hands next to your chest, placing them next to your chest. So prepare to go into cobra or into up dog. Let's prepare to go into upward dog. Hands are next to your chest, elbows are close to your midline, and then push yourself into upward dog. Pubic bone is off the floor, shoulders is away from your ears. Heart opens. Neck is neutral. And then from here, come onto all fours. Adjust your hands, and we are going to come all the way down onto the floor. So let's take a couple of blocks with you, or just take a block with you as we go all the way onto the floor. And we're going to start by taking the block underneath our sacrum. So we're just going to move a little bit because we're working with the central nervous system today. So let's place the block so it's comfortable on your sacrum, the bony part. So when you relax, and this would be a modified bridge pose, you can just have your arms next to your body. You can bring your shoulder blades together. Feet are in line with your knees, and the knee is in line with your hip area. So as you are in this position, if you relax the body, it should feel comfortable. If not, adjust the block so it feels comfortable for you to rest on. Now, we're going to explore some deeper muscles within the pelvis. So you can place your hand onto your hip, onto the front of the hip part of it. And we're just having split seconds reaction to the body muscles, just to witness our body in the hip area. So we just lift 1 inch the right foot off the floor. And you notice if the pelvis lifts on the left side. So bring your right foot back down, slowly, mindfully, and notice how the hip is adjusting. Let's do this very mindfully on the left side. Just mindfully lift your left knee, left foot, just an inch, and then bring it back down. Slowly, and notice how the hip adjusts. Let's do this again on the right side. Just lifting the foot off the floor, and then bring it back down. And now on the opposite side. Just notice how a little bit the muscles elevate, or the hip elevates as you bring the foot, raise the foot up and down. So now let's change some and let's engage the muscles a little bit. Explore, just so gently pressing the low back into the block. And then lift your leg. And then bring it mindfully back down. Noticing if something changed. Or engage the core of your muscle. Now, practice that on the opposite side. And noticing any shifts. If the muscles are balanced, a lot of times the hip stays the same. If there is a muscle imbalance, a lot of times the hip moves up and down. Sometimes it's simply engaging the core muscle as you make the movement, Not meaning your elbows pressed into the floor. That's not what it means. It just means like engaging the core, maybe the abdominals. And then let's relax the body. Let's bend your left knee and bring your left knee closer to your chest. So maybe you feel a gentle pressure point on the edge of your sacrum. That's where you would want to feel it. And you can rock a little bit right side, left side. It should give you a comfortable feeling. And let's bring your left foot back down. Let's bend your right knee and bring your right knee toward your chest. Just notice the body responding. When you feel no pain, comfortable, I invite you just to rock a little bit with your knee from side to side, which is bringing in a little bit of pressure point and rocking on your lower back by the sacrum. Good, and let's bring your right foot, whichever foot you had, back down onto the floor. So we're back now into the original position. Let's actually go into the bridge pose by bringing our hands next to the body. Shoulder blades come together. Feet are in line with your knee, and the knees are in line with your hip. Let's lift your pelvis up toward the sky. Reaching and holding it up there. Keep on pressing the hip toward the sky. On holding. Follow again your inner guide and your inner teacher. So if you feel tired, I invite you to come down onto the block. Otherwise, I keep inviting you to hold it up. And then slowly, let's come back down onto the block. Soften your shoulders, bend your knees, and understand the block is again right on the very edge of the sacrum. So you can move the block if you need to, just to be right on the very edge. It should feel very comfortable in your lower back. You also can explore with your knees in a circle. Follow a little bit your inner guide again. Good, and let's bring your feet flat onto the floor. Remove the bolster from underneath your sacrum. And let's go into the final relaxation. So let's extend your legs out. Palms upward towards the sky. Breathing in and out. Focusing again your attention toward your breath. Allow the breath to be the life force that comes in like a golden light. Allow that golden light to go through your lungs and from the lungs into the little verticals, the little hair-like, the bronchial tubes that are inside your lungs. And imagine that the oxygen, that fresh oxygen that you're breathing in, nourishes the lungs. And from the lungs, it goes into your body system. So with every breath, we bring in fresh, new oxygen, new nourishment within the body. can visualize that with every exhalation, you let go of tension within the body. So basically, just imagine you breathe out any tension that you feel. May be emotional tension, may be physical tension within the body system, maybe mentally, which is letting go. Inhaling nourishment, inhaling a golden light, exhaling, releasing tension, releasing stagnation. Tapping into your natural healing, just like a cut in your skin naturally bends together and heals. So the body has capability and means to replenish the system. Inhaling golden light, exhaling out tension, stagnation, anything that you don't want to. Now it's time that you imagine that your whole body is filled with either rainbow colors, a red color, green color, violet color, orange color, yellow, white, purple, any color. And imagine that your whole body is kind of like in this glow or in this balloon. And see yourself bathe in that or shower in that. It's replenishing, recharging, not only emotionally, but also not only physically. So allow your whole body to charge. And imagine that the density is getting very strong within the body, so the body is completely filled with all those different, either one color, maybe you just see one color. Maybe you can just imagine a whole rainbow. So every day and every imagine is different. Image is different. Just trust your heart, trust your inner guide. Allow the body to soft, relax. And then it's kind of your sanctuary. It's a safe place for you just to hang out and replenish you. It's like going into infrared sauna. You just completely surround yourself with that sauna lights, so with the images of other lights. So now let's come back into the moment, knowing that anytime you want to recharge, you want to replenish, you can go into that sacred sanctuary, into your sacred space. And it's just like going into this infrared sauna, just you open the door and you go in. So you open the door to the balloon and you visualize yourself recharging. So as we have this knowledge, just come back into the moment, feeling yourself resting on the floor, noticing your body becoming heavy. And then you can move your fingers and toes just so gently. And then allow your body to stretch 3 times. The first time when we wake up, our physical body. And then we wake up our emotional body. And then the third time, we are ready to roll over and stretch and roll over to the right side. And then we come and push ourselves into seated position. I invite you to close your eyes. And then recall your sankalpa or statement of intent. And then I invite you to contemplate on your experience after